Hello everyone, my name is Vignesh. Today I will be discussing about products. Under products, we are going to discuss about rationale of product design and practical consideration of product design. First, we need to understand what is the product. Product is an inactive form of active drug. It is defined as a biologically inactive derivative of a parent drug molecule that usually requires a chemical or enzymatic transformation within the body to release the active drug. And that particular product possesses improved delivery properties over the parent molecule. So the product has some of the properties which is superior over the parent drug molecule. The development of product is now well established as a strategy to improve physiochemical, biopharmaceutical, as well as pharmacokinetic properties of potent pharmacological compounds, and thereby increasing the usefulness of a potential drug. This is the schematic representation of product concept. In this diagram, you can see only drug molecule cannot cross any biological barrier. When it is modified with pro-moiety, it is able to cross the biological barrier, and when it crosses, it will be degraded into drug molecule and pro-moiety. This particular drug molecule will be exhibiting certain pharmacological actions. A large number of new molecular entities with promising therapeutical profiles are dropped from the screening stage only because it has some inferior physiochemical and biopharmaceutical properties. The undesired properties result in poor absorption, extensive metabolism, as well as low bioavailability because of physical, biological, or metabolic barriers. If the chemical structure of a drug or lead compound can be modified to overcome these barriers and then revert to the pharmacological active drug, the drug can be delivered efficiently. The rationale for the design of product is to achieve favorable physiochemical characteristics, for example, chemical stability, solubility, taste or odor, or biopharmaceutical properties, for example, oral absorption, first-pass metabolism, permeability across biological membranes such as blood-brain barrier or reduced toxicity, or pharmacodynamic properties, for example, reduced pain or irritation. These are the main advantages of product. Next, we'll see what is the rationale for product design. Under rationale, we're going to discuss 6 subtopics, that is improving formulation and administration, enhancing permeability and absorption, changing the distribution profile, protecting from rapid metabolism and excretion, overcoming toxicity problems, as well as managing the life cycle. First, we will go through improving formulation and administration. Dissolution of drug from dosage form may be the rate limiting step to absorption. So before the absorption, the drug has to dissolve in a liquid form such that it can be absorbed. In fact, achieving the optimal solubility is one of the greatest challenges in drug discovery process. So prodrug are an alternative way to increase the aqueous solubility of a parent drug molecule by improving the dissolution rate via attached ionizable or polar neutral groups such as phosphates, amino acids, or sugar moieties. For example, prednisolone phosphate, it is a prodrug of prednisolone. This prednisolone phosphate has approximately 30 times greater aqueous solubility than that of parent drug molecule, that is prednisolone. When prednisolone phosphate is administered, it is converted into parent drug molecule by the enzyme phosphatase such that prednisolone has biological activity. Next is enhancing bioavailability and absorption. The transport of drug to its site of action usually requires passage through several lipid membranes. Therefore, membrane permeability has a considerable influence on drug efficacy. The lipophilicity of poorly permeable drugs can be increased by modifying the hydrocarbon moieties. We know that when we increase the hydrocarbon side chain, there will be increasing lipid solubility. Here in this case, we try to modify the hydrocarbon moiety. It has been achieved by masking polar, ionized, or non-functional groups to enhance their oral or topical absorption. For example, for drugs to be given by transdermal or ocular administration. Example for this is oseltamivir is an orally active ethyl ester prodrug of an selective inhibitor of viral neuraminidase glycoprotein and used in the treatment of influenza types A and B. After absorption, oseltamivir undergoes rapid conversion to its parent drug molecule, mostly by the action of carboxylesterase. Next is changing the distribution profile. So after the drug administration, the drug molecule has to bypass several pharmaceutical and pharmacokinetic barriers because before it can reach its physiological target and exerts the desired effect. However, there are only few examples of products that has been designed to accumulate into a specific tissue or organ only to improve the efficacy of drug. One such example for this type of strategy is that levodopa. We know that levodopa is a prodrug form of dopamine. So why can't we administer dopamine? Dopamine has peripheral effects such as it has direct stimulant effect on beta receptors, or it reduces the blood flow to the kidney. So it has many side effects when administered peripherally. When levodopa is administered, it is able to cross blood-brain barriers such that it will be converted into dopamine by the enzyme dopa decarboxylase. This dopamine it will be useful in the treatment of Parkinson disease. Next strategy is that protecting from rapid metabolism and excretion. Rapid metabolic breakdown of drug can be protected by prodrug structure. This is usually carried out by masking the metabolic label but pharmacologically essential functional groups of the drug. For example, in the case of bronchodilator and beta-2 agonist terbutaline, sustained drug action has been achieved by converting its phenolic groups, which are susceptible to rapid extensive pre-systemic metabolism, into bis dimethyl carbamates. So this prodrug bambuterol is slowly bioactivated to terbutaline predominantly by non-specific butyrylcholinesterase mainly outside the lungs. As a result of slower release and prolonged action, only once daily administration of bambuterol provides relief of asthma with a lower incidence of adverse effects than terbutaline. Next strategy is to overcome the toxicity problems. ADR can change the structure or function of the cells, tissues, and organs and can be determined to the organism. So reduced toxicity can sometimes be accomplished by altering one or more ADME barriers discussed earlier, but more often is achieved by targeting drugs to desired cells and tissues via site-selected drug delivery. A successful site-selective drug delivery must be precisely transported to the site of action, where it should be selectively and quantitatively transformed into active drug, which is retained in the target tissue to produce its therapeutic effect. Therefore, exogenous enzymes selectively delivered via monoclonal antibodies or gene-directed enzyme product therapy or viral vector-mediated enzyme product therapy are used in this case. Next strategy is to managing the life cycle. If the product structure of an existing drug has not been described previously in the literature, it can be considered a new chemical entity and therefore receive intellectual property protection against unauthorized competition during its development and commercialization. Prodrug can offer a valuable opportunity to improve the life cycle management of the parent drug. For example, fosamprenavir, it is a water-soluble prodrug. It represents an excellent example of prodrug with improved life cycle management. The phosphate ester of HIV protease inhibitor amprenavir was originally designed to improve solubility and oral bioavailability. However, at the same time, the prodrug will continue the life cycle of amprenavir because the fosamprenavir patent will last until 2017, whereas the patent on amprenavir will expire in 2013. We have seen what is rationale of product design. Next, we'll come to practical consideration of product design or clinical and preclinical consideration of product design. Here, product strategies have arguably been successfully for a number of clinically used therapeutic agents. However, product research encounters various challenges and additional work in preclinical and clinical settings, much of which can be attributed to understanding the bioconversion mechanism of drugs. Many enzymes involved in prodrug activation are subject to inter-individual variabilities in their activities. The main factor contributed to the variability are intrinsic, especially polymorphism in the genes encoding the enzyme that is involved in the bioconversion of prodrug into an active drug, but can also be extrinsic, that is interaction caused by other drugs and xenobiotics. Both intrinsic and extrinsic factors may cause insufficient or excessive conversion of prodrug into their active forms. One such example is esterase catalyzed hydrolysis of prodrug. The most common approaches for prodrug design are aimed at prodrug undergoing metabolic bioconversion to the active parent drug by functionally prominent and diversity tolerant hydrolases such as peptidases, phosphatases, and sometimes carboxyl esterases. Now we'll try to understand the ester catalyzed hydrolysis of prodrug by taking carboxyl esterase as an example. The majority of carboxyl esterase can be found in two isoforms, that is carboxylesterase 1 and 2, which are characterized by the substrate specificities. We know that isoenzymes, when we talk about isoenzymes, there will be a different substrates for a particular isoenzyme. This isoenzyme will vary in their some of the active sites of binding, but also the location of this prodrug, this enzyme may also vary. In humans, carboxylesterase is highly expressed in the liver but can also be detected in the other tissues with the notable exception of the intestine. However, this isoform of carboxylesterase 2, however, is highly expressed throughout the intestine and kidney, although at much lower levels than carboxylesterase in 1. So the difference in both localization of carboxylesterase 1 and 2 can be taken into account in the prodrug design. So in general, carboxylesterase 1 prefer the hydrolysis of esteres with large SL and small alcohol groups, whereas carboxylesterase 2 hydrolyzes esters of smaller SL and larger alcohol groups. So these two are exactly opposite to each other. Therefore, carboxylesterase can hydrolyze, for example, timocapril with its small alcohol group and large SL group with a higher efficacy than carboxylesterase 2. So this timocapril is a AC inhibitor. So we try to target this timocapril to the enzyme carboxylesterase 1. So this is the main concept which has to be considered in prodrug design. Next is prodrug bioactivation by cytochrome P450 enzymes. The cytochrome P450 enzyme are superfamily of enzyme accounting for approximately 75% of all enzymatic metabolism of drugs, including several prodrugs. So there is accumulating evidence that genetic polymorphism of prodrug activating cytochrome P450s contributes substantially to the variability in prodrug activation and thus to efficacy and safety of drugs using this bioactivation pathway. So several drug metabolizing cytochrome P450 genes are known to be polymorphic, including cytochrome P2A6, P2B6, P2C9, P2C19 and cytochrome P2D6. So sometimes what happens here is that, so there is an enzyme. This enzyme may be varied based on the individual or geographical location. So the genes encoding this enzyme is the main reason for this variability. In particular, the cytochrome P2D6 gene is highly polymorphic with 75 different major alleles currently known. So this allele is nothing but a specific position in a gene that will be encoding certain genes. Some of these alleles are associated with reduced enzyme activity or even the absence of enzyme function. So overall function of this metabolizing enzyme, that is cytochrome P450 families, will be depending on the allele which is coding for that particular enzyme. So on the basis of the combination of cytochrome P2D6 alleles, person can be categorized into three main genotypes, that is, one is poor metabolizers, extensive metabolizers and ultra rapid metabolizers. For example, anti-cancer drugs, oxazophosphorenes including cyclophosphamide, ifosfamide and profosfamide are prodrugs used for treating different types of cancer and autoimmune diseases. So the bioconversion of these cyclic phosphate drugs to the corresponding cytotoxic species is initiated by these cytochrome P450 enzymes. Thank you.